This is Asta of Asta Command. We are here to serve for all of you.
Hello, Asta. It's a pleasure to connect with you once again.
Hello.
We had a little break, and I have to say I missed you, and I'm very happy to reconnect with you.
Yes.
So today we have a question regarding, we can put it in quotes, unquote, migration, interplanetary migration, and how does that work? I mean, so there are native species on every planet, I guess, and do they travel? Do they? I mean, I guess of course they do travel, but do they ever like permanently move to other planets and dimensions?
Yes. The interplanetary immigration is popular or something people would do. Depends on the purpose. So interdimensional migration is not as frequently as migration within the same dimension because it's easier. Because let's say if you migrate from higher dimension from 70 to 60, you will migrating to denser place, which sometimes needed to be done, depends on the mission, or go to higher. So you need to do preparation. But when one has to migrate from one planet to another within the same dimension, people do speak the same language, literally. In that level, people are no longer speaking language. It's a telepathic communication. But you do have the same understanding and the same depth of beingness, means your expansion of consciousness is similar level. So you do have a deep understanding with each other, no matter where you come from.
So would it be correct if we would say that, like, for one level of dimension, more or less, the interplanetary migration is possible because there's more compatibility, so that it's easier, like if they would move up or down one dimension, so to say?
Yes. So, because when you go up upper dimension, like 70 to 80, you need to prepare for yourself to familiarize with this dimension and raise the vibration a bit to be comfortable within. And then when you have to go to lower dimension, you do have to get used to, almost like when you climb the mountain in Machu Picchu, and then the height is so high and it's hard for you to breathe, so you have to get used to the thickness of air or thinness of air there.
Yeah.
Whereas you are used to breathing at where you are.
Yes, so up to 6D, their beings have physical body. Is that correct?
Well, 7D is semi-physical. So the beings at the 7D level, they hold their physicality at will. Means when they do want to be non-physical, they can. Yeah. In a matter of a second. So, but since they are semi-physical, they hold their physicality by will. It's not the body is so dense, but they prefer to have some physicality in their existence. That's how they are keeping up their physicality. It got nothing to do with density at that level.
Yeah, which makes travel, let's say, easier. What happens in the lower dimensions from 4D to 6D, where beings still have a physical body? How do they adapt to new planets? Or how do they do that? Do they keep their original bodies? How does it work?
Well, when, in general, let's say 6D being wants to let's say we have a 6D being in our crew and then got assigned to do the work at 4D. In that level, they need to leave their original body like you two are doing and need to adapt the body in 4D level, because most of the time people go for the assignment at the 4D levels are to learn the different culture and different atmosphere in order for you to further descend yourself to lower dimension. So unless you are going to 4D for some kind of personal reason, most of the crew or people in other planet go to 4D level for mission related reason. So when they do go with mission related reason, maybe it is different. It will be different in the future, but for the ascension purpose, they do usually need to bring themselves into the culture where they do not have any similar physicality with. Means more of Leptarian looking, more of draconian looking, more different looking from humanoid, let's say. So in that culture, they do have very strict systems and a strict code and a strict way of living. So in order for them, our crew member, let's say, to assimilate it into the culture, to conduct the mission seamlessly, they need to have the body of that culture, just like how you are doing on this earth. But let's say 7D being wants to go to 6D for some kind of personal reason or mission, they can use their own body if they want to, or even 5D. Because in that level, the basic similarity, the core culture is the same, which is Christ consciousness. So even though, let's say, from 7D to 5D, it's very dense, but you can still bring your own body into that culture because you don't have to look the same from 5D level. People can accept the differences and different way of, or more expanded consciousness from their own. They are curious to accept from that level.
Yeah, so it's common that many planets might have like a mix of different races from different places, and they would coexist.
Yes, yes. It's more common to intermigrate planetary to planetary higher frequency society.
Yeah.
Let's say it's more common to do that within 7D or within 6D compared to 5D, because 5D is just the beginning of Christ consciousness society. And a lot of the planets, especially when they just shifted from 4D to 5D, it is very difficult for them to intermigrate to other planets all of a sudden, because they need to form their own uniqueness within their own planet. So in that culture, they are still forming their uniqueness and their individuality. So not too many people are, let's say, migrating like 5D to 6D, unless they really want to, and they do have to raise the frequency in order to do that. But the people who are descending to Earth, let's say, from 7D, everyone do need to go through the 5D planets. So 5D planets welcoming those people who need to bring their vibration down from higher frequency level. That's how they exist. So from higher level to lower level, it does exist such a migration for them to acclimate themselves into low frequency in order to further go down from 5D.
Mm.
So which planet do you choose? Let's say of 5D, person can choose Sirius 5D or Arcturus 5D or Pleiades 5D. So that is a matter of the personal choice. A lot of people do choose the planet where they incarnated themselves or spend a long time in various dimensions. So they know the basic way of each planetary characteristic. So going down one more dimension is not that big deal for them because they do understand the common characteristic of a planet.
Yeah, makes sense. So on Earth, for example, we have this law of non-interference. So higher dimensional beings, more advanced beings are not allowed to, let's say, interfere with our development. So they are not allowed to show up and in the physical level on our planet. So does something like this also apply to higher dimensional planets?
No, because Earth is the different example because Earth was, we don't like use the word invaded, but it is invaded without any agreement. So those beings who decided to reside themselves without any kind of proper procedure do live there, as is now. But when people are not from Earth, even half or quarter or whatever, they are not really allowed to put their foot into the planet to become a resident of this planet. So in order for a higher frequency being to become the part of the member, in order to make the difference, they do have to born in Earth body, like two of you are doing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I guess that's because also on other planets that are more advanced, their laws are also more respected in a way because they are, because of that reason, because they are more advanced. So then there's no need for very strict rules like it's here on Earth because of the lower consciousness.
Yes, the legal system and the laws are invention for the planetary characteristics. So the higher the planet go, people are more deeply connected with Christ consciousness and deeply connected with the prime creator consciously. So there's no need for the law. Only law people do understand, not understand, but abide is the law of free will.
Yeah.
So this law encompasses everything because people do understand it. When you do understand what this means, you don't need a detailistic of other law.
Yeah.
So let's say killing other being without their will. We are not talking about soul contract. Let's say conscious level, you didn't agree to be killed.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. So the other person kill you. That doesn't happen in the higher frequency level of society because you don't really interfere the person's free will. That's including the conscious level.
But there are, I'm sorry, please go ahead.
So you don't do any war or you don't do any kind of illegal activity or any kind of questionable action in order to get something from other person. Or deceit or do any kind of things people state in law because no such thing exists in higher frequency level.
Yeah.
Or you don't need any judicial system or legal system.
Yes.
That is common characteristic in 4D world, because people need to, well, the dominant part of the group decided that this is necessary in order to organize the world.
So what you were describing, I guess, applies to maybe from 6D and up, right? Because I know that there is travel in the in space. There are intergalactic wars and so on. So I guess there is from our dimension until 6th density, perhaps there are still beings are not so aware that they.
Yes, a 5D level, let's say, especially a planet is shifted from 4D to 5D. They are still acclimating themselves from their old culture to new. So from the beginning of 5D, let's say 5.0D, they are not so different from 4.9D. And until they go up to 5.5D, then they started to accepting, okay, we need a change. Let's have a huge change. So they started to accepting the drastic change. Let's say, okay, let's start thinking about what law do we need? Do we really need a government? So on and so forth. So once they started getting closer to 60, let's say 5.90, they no longer feel like they need any kind of a rigid structure, because they are starting to being more of or closer to 60. So people are saying, okay, 5D, everything will be heavenly and we are so free. It's not. Once you shifted from 4D to 5D, means 4.9D to 5.0D, everything will be totally different. You do have to build new society according to the frequency, and building new society is not the waving the magic wand. Like, you're not really shifting one rigid society to paradise upon the vibrational shift. Vibration do change. So when vibration change, you will decide how do you want to change physically according to the vibration you're vibrating. So within the dimension, there is a difference, because the law of 5D is more closer to 4.9D or 4.8D. It's not the same, but closer.
Yes.
So there is a development within the dimension.
And I was wondering about interbreeding. Does this occur on other dimensions, on other planets?
Well, the interbreeding does need to have particular physical, let's say, up to 7D, people do have body. So in order for, let's say, 70 Syrians and 70 Pleiadians, let's say, when they fall in love, and then they decided to have a family, it is possible, because they do have similar human body.
Yeah.
But let's say when 70 Syrian met 70 Leptarian, and they fall in love, which is sort of difficult, because they do have a very different physicality between them. So this is why the Earth experiment was very exciting for many of them, because people on Earth do have both within their human body. Because it was not easy for other higher frequency to procreate with very different species.
Mm. I think this is a huge subject which I would love to explore in depth in another episode.
But once they have no physicality, like from 80 or top 80 to 90, it is very easy for them to mingle because it's just energetic level.
Yeah.
So it's almost like mixing the color of different paint and making different new color.
Mm-hmm.
As easy as that.
Yeah. And can I ask a question, a personal question from Erica?
Yes.
Okay. So you have already mentioned in previous episodes that she's a member of the Asta Command group, and she has a physical body that is parallel existing there.
Yes.
And so she received recently some information, which if you could also confirm that she after this mission here on Earth that she's in now, she will go to 70 Cassiopeian civilization to live there. Is that, first of all, is that
yes. She loves creation more than healing. Let's put it that way. This is why she always goes back to entertainment and the creation, because creation makes her soul really happy. So she wanted to explore more of that. And Cassiopeia is a perfect ground for that. Because Cassiopeia is a planet for creation and healing. And then her galactic life as a Cassiopeian, which is long time ago, she did visit Cassiopeia with her original body, where the body she has in the ship. But one time she decided to, let's put it very simple way. She decided to put a particle of soul into a Cassiopeian body. So it's not that her body, means the original body, died and then started to accepting the Cassiopeian physical body. But particle of her soul is mingled with other part of the soul, in a way soul braiding. And she did have experience as a Cassiopeian, 70 Cassiopeian, and she was a singer there. She did have amazing time as an artist. So she wants to explore more of it. It's not necessary she will be a singer again, but that planet is, expression of that planet is creativity. And a lot of people with creation mind in more of artistic level, not the creation as a procreate something or develop something, but art level. That's what she's really interested in. And she wants to explore more to find out how can anyone to use this ability of artistic ability to expand the further consciousness when you serve for the prime creator as a member of the universe. So she wanted to expand that consciousness, and she decided to do that after this.
Beautiful. And is she going to reincarnate like we do here on Earth and get a Cassiopeian body, or is she going to take the body that she has on the astral ship now?
She will take body in our ship because she missed her original body, first of all. And then also, when you are born into any kind of other planet, with your body or without your body, or even the part of the soul particle you decided to braid with the other body, each star system, they do recognize their, it's not a birth record, but birth energetic record. So they do recognize Erica's frequency existed as a Cassiopeian with their physicality. So her original star family, the galactic family who look Cassiopeian, can immediately recognize her, even though she doesn't look the same as who they are, but it's the same soul. So she'll be the member of the family. Because of the frequency and because of the recognition of the frequency between the family member, and also in order for a star seed or the galactic being to choose their place to migrate, they do need to share the core frequency, means their soul family level in large capacity, they share the same frequency and the family group, besides born or incarnated into that frequency. So from that level, Cassiopeia also recognizes her as a part of the soul family. So she doesn't really have to change her physical appearance to become a part of the Cassiopeian. In order to be recognized as a part of Cassiopeian, she can still have her original body to be the part of the Cassiopeian.
And when you say original, you mean the one she has on the ship now with the blonde hair?
Yes, her original incarnation body.
Okay, so she will not be anymore part of the Ashtar Command.
She still is a part of the Ashtar Command.
But she will not be working.
That is her next mission.
What do you mean?
Place herself into Cassiopeia is a next mission for her as the Ashtar Command member. So Ashtar Command mission doesn't necessarily always go to the lower frequency planet. So let's say if you want to expand more of your skills in order for you to serve for future, you need some place, like in your planet, you go to some kind of learning center or boot camp, or the place you go to where, let's say, your country doesn't serve. Let's say you want to study, you want to be a chef. So that will be your next career choice. And you wanted to learn how to make French cuisine. So you go to France to learn. So it's the same thing. She'll take her original body because she's the original, she's the Ashtar Command member. This is not why she's taking her original body, because she missed her body. That's a sole reason for why she's doing that. But she is going to Cassiopeia as a part of the mission to expand her skills and ability. So it's sort of a vacation period. It's not that she has to solve any kind of problem or face any kind of challenge. She can just learn to hone her skill of artistic ability as a star being, so she can use that skill for next mission. Not the next mission after Cassiopeia, let's put it that way.
Yes.
Because she needs a break.
Yeah.
She can't go to one heavy mission to another mission.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and this life is still not even halfway, and there's so much to come, and I think it's gonna get very interesting the next years here on Earth.
Yes, because after 5D, both of you need to build the new society. So it's not okay, you shift 5D, everything is paradise, okay, adios. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
you're going to be the leader and the part of the people who
Yeah.
contribute to physical change of the society. That's the second level of the contribution. And that's easier than first level, but still a job.
Mm.
So she's very tired.
Yeah, I can imagine.
She's very tired, so she doesn't want to do
Yeah.
any heavy mission. She wants to do more learning, more expanding. So she chose Cassiopeia as her next place to visit or live for a while until she changed her mind to do something challenging. So how long? That depends on her decision. We don't tell her, okay, you're gonna be there for 20 years and come back. It's not like that.
Mm.
So, and when people do have a physicality of 7D, the lifespan of physicality is long time. So when a person decides to stop their aging, which can stop from 5D, they can continue to exist within that physicality as long as they feel like.
Mm.
So in Erica's case, she really loves her original body. And then since her original planet is ascended and the majority of the family member are 12D non-physical, for that reason, she wants to keep on having that body because that body embodies her home planet, if that makes sense to you.
Mm.
So she wants to hold on to that body as long as possible, physically as possible. And she does have a long span of keep on having that body until she decided to be non-physical or something like that.
And can anyone, because sounds inspiring, maybe our viewers might be already thinking, maybe I want to go there as well, or something similar. So my last question would be, can we decide in a conscious level, as we are here on the third dimension, upper third or fourth, can we decide, okay, next life I want to go to Cassiopeia, or I want to go to Pleiades, or whatever?
Yes, the decision of, let's say, interplanetary migration. Let's say, okay, Earth is 5D now, even where you're speaking. People on Earth, they decided to experience their life in Pleiades next time, instead of keep on reincarnating on Earth, because reincarnation net is removed. So there's no longer forced system, so you can choose where to be migrate or incarnate. Most of the case from 5D, you will incarnate with different body as 5D being, if you choose to experience different life in 5D level. So when that happens, you do mostly speak with the Galactic Council, or depends on your star seed, not the origin, but star seed form you are having right now. Let's say if you are the part of the command member, you do talk with us, and you do talk with your galactic council of each branch to see what they have to say. It's not they'll tell you what to do, but they are the advisor. So you tell them, oh, this is how I plan to do. So you do this while you're sleeping. So what do you think of it? So we give you that advice and you decide your decision together. We are kind of like a career counselor in a way.
Yeah.
So when you decide, let's say, oh, I want to go into 5D Pleiades next time, and then you decide on your own, then you're not going to say, oh, this is not what I'm expected. So you do go through the advisory and the counseling together, and then you decide. Final decision is up to you. No one will tell you what to do.
Yes.
So you do need to have physical awareness that, let's say, this is your last life on earth. Yes, but from that level, you will going to have a talk with your team and your galactic council and your galactic home planet people to decide what are you going to do.
Mm.
Because some of you who are not in the part of the Asta command, you are here from your as an ambassador of your own planet. So many of you decide to go back to that planet instead of go to some other planet. So it's all different cases, but you do decide together what do you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful system and it's very exciting. And I'm very happy that you mentioned that there's no there's no mandates anymore that we come back to Earth. So like this karma cycle, so to say, if I put it in other words, is now lifted, right?
Oh, you mean the reincarnation cycle?
Yes.
That has removed at the 2012.
Yes, yes. Okay.
So the starseed who volunteered to come to Earth, their incarnation cycle, let's put it that way, was not their free will. In soul level, yes, because they want to complete the mission. But in the regular system, you always have something to say, whether you want to keep on experiencing the same system in a particular planet or you want to go to a different place.
Mm.
So in that capacity, the free will were disrupted because you do, once you're born on Earth, in whatever the particular of the timeline, or in your case, when you think about the linear time in the past, you have to keep on incarnating in the same planet, whether you want to or not. But that is lifted, so it's totally up to all of you.
Yeah, yeah. That's wonderful, amazing, and exciting.
Yes.
Thank you, Asta. Thank you so much.
This is Asta of Asta Command. We are here to serve for all of